Hello everyone, my name is El Parnaso and today I'm gonna show you some normal summoning of Poplar. But first I'm gonna show you what usually is made with this. So you make normal Poplar, you add the temple, with the temple you put a Snake Eye Double Star, you make a Link 1, the anima usually, the Snake Eye Double Star is gonna summon itself with the Poplar, and then you make the moon and the usual Fiensmith combo, right? Now, I'm just gonna show you instead something better. Because this card, Snake Eye Diablo Star, is the worst card that you can possibly put in any Snake Eye deck, either 2025 or 2024. Whatever time frame that you ever decide to put this card, you're just making your deck worse. And today's is worse than ever. Maybe it will be best at some point, but to make the purpose of such a good card as Divine Temple, especially for today's Snake Eye meta, to reduce it to just generate such a trash card, such a heavy brick like a Snake Eye Devil Star, is not worth it. The Divine Temple can make a lot of different ways, thanks to the normal Poplar in 2025, and thanks to a lot of new cards, well, especially one new card. And that is what I'm going to show you. So we're gonna compare this Fiensmith line with normal Poplar with another option with this piece of trash in the route of the combo. I meant without, by the way, but okay, whatever, let's go. So you still at the temple, and with the temple you're gonna put the Snake Eye Ash. This is very important because it's the only way your normal Poplar is gonna generate this card on the field, and therefore in the graveyard later, so we can then put it back into the field. So we're gonna here make the Link 1, the anima, we're gonna make Poplar effect, and here the way that we're gonna make our second effect monster is by summoning the Snake Eye Doom Dragon. You can read what the card does while I just yap about this card for a moment, because this card is gonna solve in 2025 a lot of problems for the deck. A lot of different scenarios when you're actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like mostly going second, but going first also is gonna help you a lot in different ways to play the deck. And for this specific video, the main purpose that is going to get is get you a second effect monster on the field by normal summoning Poplar, plus making Snake Eye Ash guaranteed in the graveyard. So let's continue here. We're gonna see why that is important. Then we go, the moon, the Requiem, because the Requiem is gonna get us the Lacrima, because the Lacrima is gonna get us the graveyard. Now here, your opponent don't know that you're going to make the sequence instead of the Caesar. So just to see what he's going to make, because remember you're still just one card at this point, the normal Poplar. You activate the Requiem first, so they can think that this is the only opportunity they're gonna have this turn to avoid the Necro Creep. So they're gonna Bestial or something, like there's some players that do that. So because this is gonna return to the extra gate anyways, if you make the sequence, like you can get some value, some information, something about your opponent, whatever, right? Like you still have other 4 cards on the hand, so I don't know what kind of scenario you may be, so just letting you know. Now here next we're gonna make the Engraver. We're gonna summon the sequence here. Don't need to waste the Necro Creep. Now we're gonna return all the Fiensmith engine here, the 3 light fiends that we generate with Engraver, and we're gonna make the Desire. Now here, instead of the big Desire with 2 equips and blah blah, we're gonna go for, we're gonna go for the Promethean, because this card is so busted that only asks for 2 effect monsters too. So here we're gonna use it to revive, just like in the Beatrice times, the Snake Eye Ash. Now the Snake Eye Ash was never used at this point, and if it were the Snake Eye Diablo Star, it wouldn't do nothing, right? It will be another fire at this point. But because it's the best normal summon of the game, and in this case one of the best special summons of the game ever, we're gonna use its effect. We're gonna add the Poplar, and because we normal summon the Poplar, and any of the effects of Poplar are hard once per turn, or by name, or whatever you may call it. I don't know how it is called, not gonna lie. Okay, here, what the point is that you can still special summon the Poplar from the hand, because you never did it. Now here you make sure to use the Promethean here. Don't get like greedy by the idea, oh, I'm gonna get a Link 3 monster, because remember the restrictions. Like, it's more important to have it here in the graveyard after the first resolve, because of the restrictions, and because at the end of the day, you're not Link climbing that higher anyway with this deck in your first turn. So here you make the Flamberge with those two. You make here the Desire, because you already use the Promethean, there's no other way that you're gonna make realistically the Flamberge. So this is your only opportunity to make it. And the Temple can still special summon the Desire in your opponent's turn, because it was summoned properly. The sequence is still a fusion summon mechanic. So here you make the Masquerena, the Flamberge is gonna make the effect, so we can here have guaranteed, because ideally you special summon the Desire with the Temple, and you have another disruption, right? Like the Masquerena use it as material, and you can send something while the SP banish two things. However, you make sure by this line that even if your opponent don't do that, and you're forced to use the Masquerena before, you still have a monster, so you can make the SP an effect monster, and after that you still have a fire monster, so your Promethean is still a disruption. Now let's make some comparisons. If you go with the other route, with the Snake Eye Lester route, you don't make a Snake Eye Ash, so you only make the Fiendsmith stuff, which will be like the Caesar and the Paradise in graveyard, which are 3 disruptions. Here you have the Desire, which is a weird way to make Paradise, because the Masquerade is gonna use it as material, so there's one here. You have 2 of the Masquerena, the banish of the SP on summon, and when your opponent activates something. And you have the Promethean in graveyard. So you have here 4 interruptions. In the other case you have 3. Now let's compare the follow-ups. In the other way, you have the Fiendsmith follow-up because of the Lacrim in the graveyard and blah blah blah. Here, you have the Fiendsmith follow-up in the way of the Fiendsmith Destiny with the Temple, if you don't need to use it as a disruption in an actual gameplay. Now, if you need to use it, you still have the whole Snake Eye follow-up. You have the Princess, you have the Flamberge, you have the level 1 fire monsters, you still have the Temple on the field. Therefore, here, you have 2 engines follow-up at best, 1 guaranteed, with 4 disruptions, 3 worst case scenario. In the other one, you have at best the 3 disruptions and only 1 engine follow-up at best. In this second one, I didn't need to put that piece of trash of the Snake Eye Diabolesta in my deck, therefore I have a brick less in my deck, because I have still to carry on my back this piece of, well, this ain't trash, but is heavy metal, because it's really heavy. It's heavy enough, like this card is heavy enough so you can think about a Snake Eye Lester, especially when you don't need it, as you can see, especially because of the Snake Eye Doom Dragon. However, even before you didn't need it, and I'm gonna explain why in further videos. So if you like Snake Eye content and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.